It's time for another garden update. As you can see, I got quite a bit done, but I had a lot more to do that I intended to get done and didn't quite get done. The garlic's about 1.5 feet tall now. I got the drip irrigation system about maybe half back to where it was. I got this raised bed. I'll do a video soon about it, just about it. I like what I see so far. Now let's take a walk around and look at a few things. I have the green stalk planter fully planted now. In the top row I have some May Queen lettuce. In the second row I have 6 different micro tomatoes, and most of them have little tomatoes started on them now. In that third row I have some Marvel of Four Seasons lettuce. Then the next row, which is the fourth, is radishes over here, cilantro. I have some chives. Then we have, that's tatsoi there. Let me get around here. We got some cilantro, some chajimasai, and then in the bottom row we have spinach. Everything's looking pretty good so far. We just got some rain this morning, and they say we'll get rain later today. On this end of the garden, down north of the garlic, I have a whole bunch of corn planted. It's my variegated corn project. I'm going to be back crossing into popcorn again. Each season I hope to improve the popping ability of it and keep that variegation. I raked up that straw. I don't have it all cleaned up yet, but I'll get to that one of these days. Soon, I hope. Down here we have some sugar and snap peas. Probably close to a dozen of them have come up. Those are really good. They'll take off here now that they're growing a little bit. Then in this bag, I have 2 bags that I don't have marked, but I'll be able to tell what they are when they come up. One of them is carrots, and the other one is beets. Then I have a couple of bags unplanted over there with some soil in them. In this one I have some Kennebec potatoes. You can see a little bit of the tops just now sticking through the soil on that one. This grow bag I have some carrots. In this grow bag I have some more Kennebec potatoes, and I've got 4 planted in this bag and 3 planted in the other bag. These carrots here, by the way, I had some carrots that were, I think, let me see, St. Valerie, if I remember right. But one of them was extremely large compared to the other ones. I saved seeds while I grew that one over the winter and then saved seeds the next year. And these are from those, and they're really big and really chunky. I'm looking forward to seeing how this year's ones do. In this bag I have some more potatoes. This is a indeterminate variety in here, and I just put a little bit of soil down in the bottom of the bag. I have, let me see, 3 of them coming up so far. And as those grow, I'll fill in with soil and they'll produce potatoes all along the stem, unlike the Kennebecs, which are determinate. And I have a few more indeterminate potatoes in this bag. Then I had a tiny little tuber I stuck in the bottom of this tall pot here, and I'm going to do the same thing with it, fill in as it grows. Then it's been quite a while since I've tried blueberries. I'm going to give them a try this year. I bought a couple of bare root ones, and they're just now starting to leaf out pretty good. Well, that one is. The second one is barely got leaves, but it'll take off soon, hopefully. But the 2 varieties are pink icing and peach sorbet. Doesn't exactly sound like a blueberry. Down here we have a couple of the microbes. I stuck single, well, one of them's got 2. I can't remember which one. This is the Siam Let me see, I think it's got 2 small plants in there. Just starting to bloom out good. Well, it's got a couple of tiny tomatoes. I don't know if you can see that one. And this other one, I'm gonna have to look at the tag because I got too many plants to keep track of. It's a Vilma, another micro tomato. It's got tiny ones too. Then I'm gonna grow a fig. I'm starting this fig in a pot. And once it gets a little larger, I'm gonna transplant it to a grow bag, 10 gallons first. I might have to go to a bigger one later. And then I have some overly crowded micros in this bag just to see how they do. I have 2 of 4 different types. And once again, you can see the tiny tomatoes on them. They're just now starting to bloom out and form tomatoes good. It'll be covered with tomatoes here in a few weeks. I planted some asparagus seeds in this pot and in this grow bag, and I just left them through 2 winters now, and they're still going. I just wanted to see how they do. I transplanted a bunch of them last year, and I think I'll go ahead and stick these in the ground somewhere if I find time. It's been a crazy week, and it looks like it's going to get crazier for a little while. Then I stuck some garlic bulb bills over here. I think you can see the green right there. Right there. Some of them came up and most of them didn't. Then right next to those, I have a nice, real healthy patch of oregano. And I discovered that that makes a pretty good ground cover. I think I'm gonna be taking some plugs out of that big patch, and then I'm gonna move them over around my rhubarb underneath it, kind of to fill in and keep some of the weeds out, hopefully. I don't know how well you can see it, but we've got some sage just now starting to leaf out over here. And then over here we have some fennel. Planted that last year and it did okay, but this year I expect this one, I got 2 of them, this one and this one over here, I expect them to get probably 6 feet tall or so. The black swallowtail butterflies, that's one of their host plants, and that's mainly why I grow them. This is all we have left in the grow tent. Some of you might remember that this thing was just about full not long ago. And right now we have most of that stuff outside. Here's a bunch of those plants that we had in the grow tent. Got them over here in the shade. I start them off in the shade, and then I've got a video on how I do it, but to start off with, when I first put them in the sun, what I'll do is over here, like on the east side of the house, you have the shadow of the house. I'll just put a tray over here, like right next to the shadow, and then I can just go inside and not think about them. If I forget about them, it'll be okay because the shadow will cover the tray. Going just by appearance, this is my favorite seedling of the tomato cross that I did so far. As you can see, it's variegated. You can see the variegation. It's not extremely good, but it's good enough. And what I like about it is the looks of it. Looks like it's going to be a dwarf, which is what I want. The F1s were about 5 feet tall. I'm assuming this is going to probably top out about 3 or 4 feet, which is just about right for me. I would settle for 3, but 4 would be all right. I just don't want the really tall plants. And this is just looking ideal so far. Most of you might remember I had most of the garden covered with a silage tarp for about 4 to 6 weeks or so, probably about 5 weeks. And as you can see, I don't have a weed in the garden where the silage tarp was. But out here on the edges, let me show you, I think I can give you a good look at this. Anyway, right out here towards the edges, the only thing that lived out here, you can see the difference between where the tarp was and where it wasn't green and brown. Anyway, the only thing that survived that silage tarp was the Bermuda grass out towards the edges. Some of it was really yellow when I took the tarp off, but now it's starting to come to life. I think maybe, well, here's some real yellow down here. I think you can see it, hopefully. Looks barely alive, but it'll come back to life. It's hard to kill. I think with another couple of weeks of some hot weather, it probably would have finished that off, but don't know for sure. That's about all I have to show you this week. Let me know how your garden's doing, and if you're just now finding this channel, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.